bad boy. I'm gonna be a bad boy. I gotta be a bad boy. I'm gonna be a bad boy. I gotta be a bad boy. 날 보는 시선들을 느껴. How do you feel? Make some noise.
Imagine you and your friend got tickets to go to Seoul, South Korea. Your friend explained how she wanted to go to a fan signing, which is basically when idols meet their fans and to congratulate them for buying albums. Fans are allowed to give gifts, and in return, the idols autograph their albums. She started an album collection between 4 idol groups, BTS, Blackpink, FX, and VAV, and was allowed to purchase tickets to attend one of the signings. A slight problem is that even between her parents' money, her earnings, and your earnings, there was only enough for 2 tickets. You didn't know what signing you wanted to go to, so you looked through each idol group's fan signings to see the productivity of each group. There are idol groups that are really popular, like BTS or Blackpink, so they have more fans come to the events, but they don't spend much time with the fans. Less popular groups like FX or VAV have less people go to the fan signings, so they can take the time with their fans to interact with them. You and your friend try to calculate how many fans per hour for each group meet their fans and see the productivity of their fan signings. Your friend wanted to have the most time with her idols, so she's looking for the least amount of fans meeting their idols. According to this word problem, we have to find the slope. If you look back, you both are calculating the amount of fans meeting their idols per hour. Remember, we have 4 groups to calculate: BTS, Blackpink, FX, and VAV. You search up how many fans FX meets per hour, but all you've got is this graph. This is what it looks like. So we had to find the rise and run of the graph first. The rise of a graph is the height, or how far up you must go to get from one point to another on the line on the y-axis. In this example, the rise is the number of fans meeting the idols. You see the x-axis and it says time, so you presumed it was the run of the slope. The run is a length, or how far left or right you must go to get from one point to another on the line. In this graph, the run goes to the right, meaning it's increasing. In this example, the run is time in hours. Let's find out how to slope with a graph. You get 2 points. Let's choose 2 and 840, and also 3 and 1260. If you put this into context, it would be in a 2-hour span. 840 fans meet their idol once. And in a span of 3 hours, 1,260 fans meet their idols once. If met with a graph, we could just count the rise and run of 2 points. Then when we calculate the rise of this problem, we can count the number of spaces that it would take to get from 840 to 1,260. Let's count. 100, 200, 300, 400, 410, 420. So we counted the rise of the graph, which is 420. Now let's count the run. 1. Okay, so the rise is 1. So when we put this in context, it's 420 fans per hour, or 420 fans over 1 hour. So remember, when we make a slope into a fraction, the y-axis is always going to be the numerator, or on top of the x-axis is the denominator. That's how you find a slope from a graph. After finding the fans per hour for FX, let's find out how many fans per hour for BTS. You searched up how many fans go to BTS fan signings, but you get a table instead. It looks like this. Let's try to solve a slope from a table. In every table, there's always going to be an X column and a Y column. So let's label them. The X column will be hours, and the Y column will be fans. So first, let's make these coordinates into fractions. This table goes into 5 hours. So I'll have to fraction all 5 of them. First, 1 and 129. Remember that when we put it into fractions, the y-axis will always be on top of the x-axis. Let's change these coordinates. Let's see. 129 over 1, 252 over 2, 387 over 3, 516 over 4, and 645 over 5. Obviously, these are not the same number, but let's try harder. Let's find out if this is a linear slope or not. In order to know the slope, we just divide the numerator by the denominator. Let's try that. 645 divided by 5 is 129 over 1. 516 divided by 4 is 129 over 1. 387 divided by 3 is 129. And 129 divided by 1 is, of course, 129 over 1. So let's compare them. All of them have 129 as their numerator, or the y-axis as 1 as the denominator. So, if we put this into context, it will be 129 fans BTS per hour. Circle our answer, and then done. That's how you find slope from a table. Next is the idle group VAV. Let's say you found online that 2 points represent the number of fans attending VAV's 4-hour signing and the number of fans that met the idle group in 2 hours. The number of people that attended the signing was 1,440 fans. The number of people that met the group in those 2 hours were 720 fans. Let's put it in a coordinate form. So the x is the number of hours, so the 2 and 4 would have to be first. So we can put these numbers into the coordinate first. And then put 1,440 next to 4, and 720 next to 2. So there's a special slope formula that is always used in this situation. We can use this formula in this equation. The formula is y2 subtracted by y1 over x2 subtracted by x1 equals the slope. So for this next step, we have to label each number. For 2, let's call this x1. And for the 4, x2. For 270, let's call this y1. And 1,440 as y2. Now, like working with variables, we plug them in. The end product will be 1,440 subtracted by 720 over 4 minus 2 equals slope. Now let's solve it. 1,440 subtracted by 720 will be 720, and 4 subtracted by 2 will equal 2. Now, because our answer's denominator is not 1 for 1 hour, we have to divide 720 by 2. Now this will have to be 360 over 1. Now we label it 360 fans per 1 hour. We circle our answer, and done. And this is how we find slope from 2 points. Now we use this new knowledge in order to find the slope for our last idle group, Blackpink. Now that we have all learned the different ways to find a slope from a graph, from a table, from 2 points, we can now find the slope from the last idle group, Blackpink. So it's up to you to find the slope. We will give you the graph and the coordinate of each point on the graph, the table, and the 2 points in coordinate form for you to use the slope formula on. Get out a scrap piece of paper, a writing utensil, and if you have one, a calculator. Please stop now. Great! You just found the slope. Now for the answer. The answer is 102 fans per hour. Did you get it? If you didn't, we'll show you how this is the answer. Remember, the rise and run. We will use this and count the rise and run. For example, if you chose 3 and 306, and also if you chose 2 and 204, then you count how many spaces there are between 3 and 2, and also how many spaces there are between 306 and 204, which should be 1 and 102. For the table, you have to put this into fraction form. The fractions would be 102 over 1, 204 over 2, 306 over 3, 408 over 4, 510 over 5. If you simplified all of them, you would get 102 over 1. Now for the 2 points. We gave you 5 and 510, and also we gave you 4 and 408. 5 was supposed to be x1, 4 being x2, 510 being y1, and 408 being y2. So when we put it into slope formula, it will look like this. And when you solve this equation, you get, once again, 102 fans per hour. Congratulations, you just learned how to do all of this. Thank you guys so much for listening and paying attention, I guess. And continue practicing, and yeah. Credits go out to Sarah, who is our editor. The script goes out to Julian, and for the voiceover, me, Jordan. Thank you guys.